Hey there, my name is Amber and I'm so thrilled that you've made your way to my yoga videos. So most of these videos I do on Facebook Live first before I post them here on YouTube. So if you'd like to do them with me live, follow me at Kleidoscope Yoga on Facebook and on Instagram for dates and times. But in the meantime, grab yourself a mat, some blocks, a blanket, maybe even a bolster, whatever it's going to take to make your practice accessible and comfortable for you, and I'll meet you on the mat. Thanks for being here. So find yourself a comfy spot to sit in. And you can sit cross-legged if that feels good to you. Legs out in front. If you do sit cross-legged, it's always a good idea to sit up on a blanket or a block to let your pelvis tilt forward a little bit. Kind of allows me space to grow up the spine. And then you can just relax the shoulders, let the hands come down to the thighs, palms up. Usually signifies that you want to bring energy in. If you're already feeling a little woohoo and you want to ground some, you can put your hands down on your thighs. So we just want to find that length up the spine. Chin is parallel to the floor, and you can imagine somebody kind of lifting right here at the top of the head, lengthening up through that spine, letting your tailbone relax down. And if it feels good to you, you can close your eyes, or another option is to gaze at the floor and just let the eyelashes kind of come together a little bit so it's kind of shadowy around you rather than complete shapes. So do whatever feels good. Settle in. And then take a couple of moments here and just check in with your breath. So our breath can really tell us a lot about how we are experiencing our space at this moment. If our breath is quick and shallow, we could be nervous, we might just not be settled in yet, could be tired. And if you're able to find a nice deep breath, maybe breathing in a little bit deeper and then letting your exhale release a little bit longer, you're going to find that space that's going to help you relax a little bit quicker. And don't force it. Just kind of, just in a nice, easy way, start to elongate the breath. And so as you do this and you start to settle, you can kind of pinpoint spaces in the body that might be feeling a little tight. Maybe there's some spaces that need a little extra love tonight. For instance, if you were sitting all day, like I was, once we start to move, you might feel your hamstrings are a little bit tight, or you might even notice that your knees are up, and that can be really tight through the hamstrings as well. And you always have the option, if that's happening, to put something underneath and support yourself. I'm always about supporting. So lots of variations there. And also note if your back feels a little tight, if you're not used to sitting up with a straight spine for long periods of time, you're firing off all sorts of muscles that you don't normally use. And that can make the back feel a little achy to begin, but I promise it will start to loosen up just a little bit. So hopefully you're coming into the breath, you're starting to feel a little bit more relaxed in your space, like you can leave whatever is in the kitchen alone. Hopefully, if you have kids, you can, you've been able to tell them that, you know, hey, I need a little bit of time to myself. And let's go ahead and take a big sweep up with the hands and breathe it in. Breathe in a big breath. So as you exhale, let the shoulder blades relax. Let the tailbone relax. So we're nice and bright through the fingers, and maybe you find a little movement here, a little circling of the wrists. Or if there's another movement with the wrists that feels good, you can do that. And then we're going to go ahead and take our hands, we're going to clasp them behind our head, right underneath the skull bone. So right at the occipital bone and right at the base of the neck. Rest your fingers there and let your thumbs dip down the neck. So you got this nice little kind of hammock for your head. So if you can, widen the arms just a little bit, so pulling the elbows back some. And then just let the head rest back into the hands. If you need to, you might find a little bit of engagement in the belly. And just allow the hands to just kind of lovingly let the head nestle into the palms. And then we're going to take an inhale, bring the head back above the heart. And without putting any pressure, you're just going to look down. And let the weight of the hands kind of find a little bit deeper stretch at the top of the neck. All along to the shoulders. And then as you inhale, go ahead and lift the head back up. And exhale, let the head be cradled again in the hands. So we'll take one breath here. And then on your next inhale, head over heart again. And exhale, chin towards the chest. Now, in all honesty, if having the hands here feels like too much weight on the head, just take them down. Let them relax. On your inhale, we're going to do one more little set here. Lift it up, lift the head, and relax it back. One full breath here. Inhale up. Last time, exhale, chin to chest. And go ahead and let those elbows relax down this time. And release the fingers and go ahead and release the hands all the way down to the ground. Keeping the head down, chin to chest. And then we're going to do what I like to call smileys. And you're just going to take your chin and you're going to drag it along the chest to your right shoulder. And then on an exhale, you're going to sweep it back the opposite direction to the left shoulder. Let's go ahead and do two more sets of these. One more time. We're inhaling to the right. And we're exhaling to the left. Go ahead and release the chin to center, and then roll the head up. Let's go ahead and dip our right ear to our right shoulder. We're just kind of loosening up the body here before we find some movement. Take an inhale, bring the head back to center. You're going to exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Let's do that again. Breathing in, lifting and lowering on the exhale. And last time, breathe it in and exhale to the left. Good. Go ahead and breathe it, head up, and we're going to do some seated cat-cow. So bring those hands to your knees, lengthen up through the spine, and as you breathe in, we're going to draw the chest forward and find a little arc in the spine. Gaze can come up. Big breath in. And as you exhale, you can draw chin to chest. You can let your back round as much as you'd like. And then inhale, draw it up. Now, if you already have a rounded back, and some of us do because we spend a lot of time in front of our computers and smartphones, you may not like to round it quite as much as you could. Exhale, because we really want to kind of keep the back in a nice, we want to keep it in a kind of a, not a straight position, but we want to keep the spine stacked. It's just healthier for our spine in our everyday practice. So if we are rounding even in our yoga practice, it's just not going to be the best thing for the back. It won't hurt it by any means, but it's better to maybe just dip your chin. All right, let's go ahead and switch our feet, please, since we've been sitting there for a few moments. And then we're going to take our fingertips down to the ground, and we're just going to find some space. We're going to open space on the side body. So when you're ready, take an inhale, draw the fingertips up on the right side. Sorry, I didn't specify. And then as you exhale, you're just going to lean all the way to the left as far as you can without lifting up the right hip. Engage in the belly, and as you inhale, draw it up, and exhale, float the hand down. Let's do it on the left side. Inhale, bring the hand up, and exhale, reach to the right, and then inhale, bring it up, and exhale, float it down. Let's just do that 2 more times, bringing the right hand to the sky, and then exhaling, stretching it out, keeping that right hip down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Left side, exhale. All right, one more time on the right. And actually, this time when you exhale, we're going to kind of round through the chest and bring the hand all the way, maybe to the floor if you can reach. And we're just going to find this nice little rounding in the back here and a gentle twist too. Take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, we're going to rainbow the arm up. Full range of motion here, and exhale it down. Inhale, left hand to the sky when you're ready. And exhale, float that left hand towards your right. I am much tighter on this side. Hold here for a couple of breaths. And then on your next inhale, let's rainbow that hand all the way back up. Good. Both hands to the sky, please. And exhale, we're going to take a little twist to your right. So using your right hand for balance, left hand rests somewhere on your right leg. Lengthen through the spine. And if you want to, as we take a few breaths here, if you want to find a few different movements in your neck, if that feels nice, go ahead and do that. And then as you exhale, just float yourself back to center, nice and gentle. And then let's try that again. Big breath in when you're ready. Fingertips to the sky, and exhale to your left. Relaxing the shoulders, using the left hand this time for support, and finding some movement if that feels nice. And then on your next exhale, you're just going to float back to center. Very good. So let's go ahead and uncross our legs. If you're sitting on a block, go ahead and pull that out and set your blocks at the front of the mat, just in case we decide to use them, or if you decide to use them a little bit later on. Sitting with the feet out in front. Go ahead and find some brightness in the toes. So we're gonna flex the feet. And we're gonna lengthen through the spine and roll forward just a little bit. You can kind of connect to those sit bones and feel as you roll forward, that pelvis tilting forward as you connect just a little bit more into those sits bones. Now, if you're finding that your knees are a little tender, go ahead and draw those heels forward, and you're still gonna get a nice little stretch here. So let's go ahead and bring the arms up above the head, and we're going to find a little twist and stretch here. So lengthening through the spine, see if you can find more space between the ribs and the hips. Big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to our left, and the right hand is going to reach towards the toes. Doesn't have to touch, though. I'm not going to reach to my toes. I just want to take a little twist here. And then inhale, drawing yourself back up. Now the key here, exhale to the right, is that when you are coming back up, you're going to connect to your core instead of using the arms for momentum to turn you forward. So on your next breath in, fingertips to the sky, and exhale, find that twist. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, find your twist. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Last time to the right. Exhale. And then inhale, bring it up to center. And go ahead and float the hands down. Open up the right leg just a little bit. Bring that left leg in. And this time we are going to reach for our toes. If you can't reach your toes, don't worry about it. Ankle, calf, any space in this general direction is fine. So see if you can lengthen through the spine. So try not to round, but we want to find length here. Taking the left arm, we're going to sweep it up, and then maybe this is where you land today. We want to be relaxed in this left leg. If it feels okay, you can go ahead and give it a nice stretch over to the right. Looking underneath your left armpit. And just finding a couple of breaths. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Close your eyes if you want. All right, connecting to that core, we're just going to sweep the arm in front of us and then come back to center. Good. Let's go ahead and do the opposite leg, left leg out, right foot to the inner thigh. And again, stretch out as far as feels comfortable where you can keep your right leg relaxed. So find that space. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Stay here if you'd like, or find a little bit more of a stretch. Looking underneath that armpit, perhaps. We want to try to keep space through the chest, so we're not dipping the chest towards the floor. The elbow is high. And just breathe. 2 more breaths here. All right, when you're ready, engage softly in the belly and just sweep that right hand in front of you. Woo. Go ahead and bring yourself up. And then we're going to swing our legs underneath us and we're going to come into our tabletop position. And if you're on a hard surface and you want to rest, you want a little bit more comfort under your knees, this would be a great place to place your blanket. Toes behind you. Hands to the ground, underneath your shoulders. Find that engagement in the belly so we can round the spine down a little bit. We don't want to drop in like so. We want to have the tailbone rounded. And the same thing goes for the shoulders. We don't want to drop into the shoulders. We want to be strong in the arms and across the chest. So when you're ready, we're going to draw the left leg back first, and you might have to adjust your hands a little bit so you don't teeter-totter over. So we're hugging in through the belly, pressing through our heel, and our hips are straight across. So you're not lifting up your hip. And a good indicator, if you are, is making sure that your toes are pointed towards the floor. And from here, we're going to reach forward with the right hand. So you should be connecting to your glutes and your thigh, your shoulder, your belly, pressing up through the palm of the hand. And maybe even pressing into the top of the back foot, the right foot that's on the ground. So we're going to take an inhale. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw our heel towards our booty and our hand towards our foot. Exhale. Inhale, stretch it out. Make the movement mindful. Exhale. You don't have to grab the foot, we're just reaching. Big inhale and exhale. 2 more. I can tell my hamstring is tight. It is so close to giving me a cramp. 1 more here. Good. Let's reach it out, stretch it out. Big inhale. As you exhale, release the hand and the knee down. And we're going to sink into that left leg. And you can take your gaze to your right toes. We're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch through the outer part of the left leg here. And then come on back to center. Set yourself up. We're going to do it again on the opposite side. So right leg is going to come out this time. And again, we're not lifting the hip. We're keeping it nice and even. Toes are pointed towards the floor, pressing through the heel and pressing up through the right palm. Strong through our arm. Release the left arm forward. Connect into your belly. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, let's go ahead and draw that right heel towards your bottom and left fingertips back. And then inhale as you reach it forward and then exhale back. Inhale, staying connected to those glutes. 2 more sets. Last one, bring it back and stretch it forward and release. Nice. Let's rock to the right. Take your gaze to your left toes. And then bring it back to center. So let's just do a little bit of a flow here, warming up our shoulders. So pressing into the palms, we're going to kind of draw the body forward. So the shoulders are going to come just a little bit more forward than your wrists. We're going to drop the elbows down and then kind of roll up and take a child's pose. So we're going to do a little flow here with this. So bring it forward. Bend the elbows towards your waist. Dip the chin down and kind of do a little scoop. And bring it back. So this is like a variation of chaturanga. Let's do it again. Forward. Little scoop. And back last time. Go ahead and rest here in your child's pose. You can draw the knees farther apart if you'd like. Your hips will tell you yay or nay. And then if you can bring the forehead down to the floor. We're just going to take a couple of breaths here. Breathing into the back body, spreading the shoulder blades away from one another, filling the ribs with breath. Take one more deep breath here. And we're going to walk our fingertips forward. And we're going to come onto our left side. So we're going to come into, you can either do a supported side plank. So you can use your right leg, cross it over your left or whatever leg is, however you're facing your smart device here. And you're going to come up onto the side, pressing into the knife edge of the lower leg. Wrist is underneath your shoulders. We're going to bring our upper hand out. We're going to take an inhale and lift up through the hip and exhale down. Now if you're feeling strong, you can do the side plank without the support. We're just going to do 5 of these. So there, we've already done 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and come into a plank position. Pressing into the hands, find your downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk through the heels. Pressing up through the palms. Good. And we're just going to flip our bacon to the opposite side. So right hand's going to be down this time. And choose whichever way feels best to you, supported or straight out. And when you're ready, let's do 5. Lifting and lowering the hips. 2, 3, 4, and last one, you got it, lift it up. And as you exhale, turn around, bringing the hands to the ground and lifting the hips into your downward facing dog. Walk the dog, dropping the heels down to the ground and lifting them up again. Taking a few resting breaths here. And then go ahead and anchor down that left heel. Take a nice deep breath in. Right leg's going to lift up. Rotate through that right ankle. And then as you take your next exhale, we're going to hug the belly in, drawing the knee into center, and place that right foot down. Coming into our low lunge. If you want, you can use your blocks here. It's always a nice choice. And when you get yourself set up, very important, knee above your ankle. Don't drop it towards your toe. You got to have your weight in your heel, otherwise you're going to be hurting that knee. And your back foot, you can drop it at a 45-degree angle if you'd like. And we're going to go ahead and come on up into our warrior one. Nice and strong. Relaxing the shoulder blades. If it feels all right to you and you feel steady and supported, you can look up. And then we're going to take a nice deep inhale, lifting through the fingertips and straightening out that front leg. And as we exhale, we're going to pull the elbows back and bend into that front knee. I'm going to lift my back heel. Feels a little bit more comfortable to me. You do you. Inhale, straighten up. And exhale, drawing elbows back, hugging shoulder blades to the spine. Last time, inhale. And exhale down. This time we're going to inhale up again. And exhale, fingertips are going to come down. If you have blocks, you can use them. And this might be a nice space to flatten out the back foot again. So if you're not using blocks, that's totally fine. But we want to find a nice straight back. We're going to let our right hip kind of shift back just a little bit. And when you do that, you might feel your big toe raise up. You're going to want to press into the big toe just a little bit more. So we're lengthening and pressing through that back heel, pulling through the crown of the head, and just breathe here. So if you have a block, you can move it to the inner part, to the inside of your front foot. And we're going to take a twist here, opening up into our triangle. One more breath here. As you exhale, go ahead and rotate that hand down. We're going to bring our hands to our hips and bring ourselves back up. Good. Bend through that front leg. We're going to come to the front of the mat. Find a nice tall mountain. Feet about hip distance apart. Resting into the heels, letting the tailbone relax. Take a nice deep inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, float it down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release it down. Hands to the mat. This time we are going to pop our right foot back behind us and we're going to come into, whoops, we're going to come into our low lunge here on the left side. Again, you can choose foot flat down at a 45-degree angle or keep that heel lifted, whatever feels good to you. Knee is on top of your ankle. Lengthening through the spine. And then when you're ready, you're going to connect to that back foot, press through this front heel and draw yourself up. You're going to find your warrior one. We're just going to breathe here for a few breaths, keeping that knee bent in front, pressing into the back foot as well. And if you feel supported, go ahead and look up. All right, when we're ready, we're going to take a nice deep inhale, straightening out the front leg, lifting the fingertips up. And as we exhale, we're going to open the elbows back, hugging shoulder blades to spine. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. Get ready to lift up. Keep that front leg straight. And exhale, we're going to bring the hands down towards our calves or our knee. And you can shift that back foot to whatever feels comfortable. So we want to definitely get a nice little stretch through our hamstrings here and maybe even hit up that IT band. So draw that left hip back. Your right hip's going to sink forward just a little bit. And then press into the big toe. Find length in the spine. If you feel the knee is tender, go ahead and bend the knee a little bit. Or if your hamstrings are super tight, just bend the knee. Got to meet yourself where you are to get the benefits, you know? If we push ourselves too much, we can get injured. Good. So let's go ahead and move into our triangle. So I'm going to take a block. Actually, I'll do it without a block here so you can see, just in case you don't have a block. And we're just going to fold open on the right. Relaxing your shoulder. We're hugging into the belly, pressing into the feet. Good. One more breath here. And exhale, bring that hand down. And step the right foot forward. Find your forward fold here. So you can just release the hands to whatever capacity feels good in your body. If you need to bend your knees, that's totally fine. Don't feel like your nose has to touch your knees or anything like that. We're just relaxing in the neck, relaxing in the shoulders. And as a matter of fact, let's turn our palms up towards the sky. And we're going to draw our palms underneath our feet. Even if the knees are bent, this is going to feel really nice in the shoulders. And then so, once you got your feet on top of your hands, just find a little lift through the spine. You can stretch through the shoulders, relax the neck. You can maybe straighten the legs out just a little bit more. See if you can find a touch of resistance here. One more breath. Exhale, go ahead and release. And then bending the knees a little bit, letting the weight fall into the heels. Go ahead and roll yourself up. You're going to connect to the thighs, your glutes, and your low belly to protect that low back, fingertips to the sky. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Awesome. So we're going to do a little balancing practice here. If you have a block or a book or something that you can set down just as a point of reference, that'll be helpful. If not, don't worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and bring our weight into our left foot. Go ahead and draw the right leg in just a little. You can bend into that knee. We want our tailbone to be relaxed. And when I say that, we're not tucking it. We're just, just letting it set down naturally. And then we're stacking all the way up. Relax the shoulders, hugging in that belly. We're going to let the arms come out to help us with balance. But you can put them on your sides, out, up, whatever feels really good to you, so that you have a sense of balance. So we're going to find our drishti, and that's a point of concentration that's about 3 to 4 feet in front of you on the ground. And when you're ready, we're going to take an inhale and we're going to lift the right leg and we're going to hover it above whatever it is that you have sitting in front of you. Your block, your book, stuffed animal, child, pet, whatever you have. So we're just finding our sense of balance here. And if you need to touch whatever it is to kind of steady yourself, that's fine. And we're going to find a little bit of movement here. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to tap the foot, crossing over the leg. And then inhale, bring it up. And tap it to the other side. Whew. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, tap. And if you need a chair or something to help you balance, that is perfectly okay. You can put a hand on the wall. Whatever you need. Let's just do 2 more here. So here's 1. 2 more sets. And here's 2. release the arms, bring the leg in, shake it out, rotate through your left hip if you need to. And then let's go ahead and come on to the other side. So resting the right foot into the ground. Finding that nice stable connection to the ground. And you know, if you're a visual person, you can visualize roots growing into the ground. I mean, that's usually what I do because it honestly helps me feel more stable. Hugging in that belly. Let's go ahead and lift that left thigh and just hover it. And then when you're ready, taking an inhale, exhale, tap it over, crossing it over. Inhale, draw it in, using that core. Exhale, tap it out. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, tap it. Keep it going. Inhale on the upswing. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. 1. And last 1, 2. And relax it down. Good job. Go ahead and rotate through that hip. And then let's go ahead and come to the front of the mat. So we're going to do a little balancing posture with our chair shape today. So feet can be, and this is just going to depend on your preference, you can bring the feet together, toes and heels together, or you can bring the feet about hip distance apart. So we're going to bring our hands out in front of us to begin, and then go ahead and drop as if you're sitting into a chair. Now when you look down, you can see your toes, and you should be able to lift and lower them without flying backwards. So weight is in the heel, and you'll notice my tailbone's tucked. It's not out. We're not trying to torque here. We're just hanging out in chair. So relaxing the shoulders here, taking a nice deep inhale. So I'm going to offer up a challenge. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can come onto your toes. Give me a couple of breaths here. Hands can come up higher if that feels comfortable. 1 more breath here. On your exhale, lower the heels. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, float it down, forward fold. Good. Relaxing left hand in between your toes, right underneath your nose. We're going to take an inhale and float right hand into the sky. We're going to find a twist with a flow here. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, float the right hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left hand to the sky, and bring it down. Stay here. Maybe bring the hands and clasp the elbows for a moment. Relax the head, relax the neck. You can find a gentle sway. And then when you're ready, coming to center, bending the knees generously, and make your way down to the ground. And you're going to come onto your back. So we're going to do, these are called dead bugs. It's a variation of dead bug. You're going to bring your feet off the mat. So we try our best to keep our knees above our hips. If you're finding that your back is arching, then go ahead and draw the knees in just a little bit more. But we really want to try to connect that low back to the ground by hugging in the belly. We're going to bring our hands to our knees. And then taking a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to go ahead and release right hand, right leg, and bring it back to center. Opposite side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, drawing in the belly. Exhale. Keep it going. Just a few more. Working a little bit through stabilizing our core here. Let's do one more set. Good. Hug those knees in. Give it a little rock from side to side. And then go ahead and release the right leg out. Take a nice deep inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to kind of swing your right hip to the left side of the mat, and then let your left knee roll towards the floor. Now, if the floor is not accessible to you, maybe you just don't have that flexibility in the back, that's fine. Grab something and put it underneath your knee. And then you can kind of creep your right shoulder towards your right knee and then open up through the left arm. Hi. Hello. And then just find your breath here. Notice if there are any spaces that are a little tight, that are talking to you. It doesn't feel very good. And then see if you can send your breath there. Taking 5 full breaths here. Noticing if you're holding the legs. And then when you're ready, you're going to connect to the belly and slowly draw yourself back to center. Let's go ahead and reset the spine here, hugging the knees into chest. Give a little rock from side to side. And then go ahead and let that left leg come out straight if you have the room. And then when you're ready, lift up through the hip. Swing that left hip to the right side and roll that right knee over. Make sure that you're comfortable and supported. And then you can hug that left shoulder, kind of scoot it a little bit closer to your right knee. And then if it feels good, you can open up through the chest. Letting your breath soften the legs, opening up a little bit more space through the side body. Softening the expression. Relaxing the shoulders. Take 5 more deep breaths here. And then as you're ready, hugging into the belly and drawing the legs down, recenter the hips, and hugging the knees into the chest. Find a gentle rock here. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and take a happy baby. So drawing the soles of the feet to the ceiling, wrapping the hands on the outside of the feet, letting the knees reach to the outer parts of the armpits, and just find a gentle rock from side to side. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we are going to draw the legs down, reach them out long, draw the hands above the head, find a good solid stretch, hugging in all your muscles. And then releasing on an exhale. Finding a nice space to rest here, hands resting down on your belly or on the floor, wherever feels good to you. You can rock the head gently from side to side for a few times. And then settle in to the space where you feel supported by the ground and your mat. Soften the expression on your face, relaxing around the eyes, the cheeks, your mouth, your neck. Letting any thoughts and worries go. See if you can just listen for the sound of the breath. If you find yourself needing a little bit more time, then stay exactly where you are. If you'd like, you can draw your hands to your heart space, whether you are lying down or you've come into a seat. In gratitude for our practice together today, I'm so grateful for your presence and the opportunity to share yoga with you. Wherever you are, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.